the wild winds call. Jasper's walking, taking pictures of it all. Boots on the ground, heart in the sky, following the blazes, just a rambling guy. Through the valleys, over the hills, chasing that freedom, feeling the thrill. With every sunrise, he's finding his way, living the dream, one step a day. Trail named Jasper, walking on through, Bruce trail bound with a camera view, hiking the ridges, chasing the light.
Good morning, everybody. Whew, it's a rainy day today. Oh yeah, it's a rainy day. It is, what day is it today? It's Saturday. It's April the 5th. Yeah, Saturday, April the 5th. Training hike. Just out for a relatively short hike. It's going to be 13 kilometers. And my pack weight is between 25 and 30 pounds. So we're upping it ever so slightly as we continue to train and to rehabilitate after the hip replacement of February the 6th. So we're about 8.5 or so weeks since we had the hip replacement done. And you know what? It's going just fine. Feels strange at times, but it's going just fine. Whew, so today once again we're back on the Gunner-Asker. Again, it's just a 13 kilometer weighted pack at around 25-30 pounds. It's closer to 30, about 29-30 pounds. And it's really just a matter of getting out and get training. It's part of a training day which started with 2 hours in the gym this morning and then essentially finishes with the 13 kilometer hike. So far we're doing just fine. Good day to talk about rain gear. Oh yeah, there's no wind today, which is nice. For the last, oh boy, a couple of months anyhow, it's been like super windy every day, almost. But today there's no wind. It's just grey, steady rain. It's been steady rain all night. It's been steady rain all morning. It's around 10:30ish right now in the morning. I was up early at 5 at the gym by about 5:45. Oh yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Anyhow, all these buildings, all new condos. As we passed by, the Wasaga Beach Dunes, if you will, Georgian Bay. Yeah, very, very big tourist area in the summertime. But the trail, well, as you can see, it's flat, it's sandy, it's quite soft, and it's soaked wet, obviously. But it's easy underfoot, and there's no elevation gain per se. When it's, you know, maybe 400 or 500 feet throughout the whole hike, that's about it. So there's really no elevation gain to speak of. So for me, it's just a good kind of cadence training day. Just a steady pace in a steady rain. It's actually raining quite hard. Hope it's not too bad on the lens of our GoPro. Hope you can see everything okay. Gets so distorted, but when it's wet, but it's hard to keep the rain off. Okay, let's just lay down some kilometers. We're going to talk about some upcoming hikes, some upcoming trails, and some trails I'm working on as far as possibilities for this year. Things I've already kind of decided I'm doing this year. And we might talk a little bit about rain gear, because it just seems to be a perfect day for rain gear talk. Let's get to it. Well, the rain is still coming down pretty good. And I anticipate it throughout this hike today. It will be. I don't think it's forecast to or will kind of change. Could get a little more intense. Right now it's a steady rain of about a medium intensity. So it's not a drizzle, that's for sure. But it's not monsoon, that's for sure. It's not considered a heavy downpour. It's just a steady, medium intensity, consistent rain. The kind that just soaks everything and keeps doing so for hours on end. Oh yeah, still got some snow, as you can see maybe in the GoPro. Today's temperature, I think I mentioned it, I'm not sure, but it's 4 degrees Celsius, so around 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Not particularly cold for Ontario, but then again, not particularly a bikini weather either. Not a bikini day, not today. It's a great training day though. A steady rain like this, these kind of temperatures, it really does kind of dial you in for long days of hiking on a through hike on a rain day. It really does. Again, depending on which trail you're hiking and, you know, the time of year and so on, but that's for sure. Back when in 2022, when I started the Appalachian, it was February the 22nd, and it was dry for the first day, but in that night, as the rain came, temperatures were about 40 degrees, but steady rain for the next 3 or 4 days after that, all the way past Neil's Gap, anyhow, and beyond. And I was fine. But two things that make you fine is the gear that you're using and the training, the preparation that one does to really enable us or to help us get through the challenging days. Oh yeah. Okay. Whew. I realize I'm just going to wipe the lens. Sorry about that. So I realize there will be water falling on the lens today. But you know what? We're not recording in the studio. This is real life. So we will get some rain on the lens, that is for sure. Okay, let's just chat a minute about rain gear then. So first of all, I'm not here to tell you what rain gear you should get, what jacket or what pants or whatever else. But I do have a tip. I have a tip that works really well. Worked really well for me. If you're through hiking, section hiking, day hiking, whatever hiking. Not so much day hiking, I don't suppose, but when you're out here all the time, which means you're not hiking back to a car, going home to a warm house and a warm shower, and you know, when you're through hiking, you're out here. And at the end of the day, you're going to set up a tent or a hammock or whatever your choice of shelter is, a tarp, whatever. And that is your home. You don't have central heating. You don't have central air conditioning. You have your big quilt blankets and so on. You have the gear that you have trained with, that you have chosen, that you have purchased, and that you have with you. So it's quite different when you're through hiking to say hiking for a day in the conditions. But on a day like today, a steady rain day in these temperatures, I would get up this morning as normal, have my breakfast, my coffee, my oatmeal, and pack up my tent, which of course would be wet, and I'd start hiking. I'd be taking my breaks and this type of thing. But in my mind, I'd be thinking about camp at the end of the day, or midday, or whenever I thought it was appropriate. Again, just depending on temperature, the amount of rainfall, and another huge factor is the wind. If it's a windy day and heavy rainfall, that can be challenging, especially, you know, at around 40 degrees Fahrenheit. But my tip is to layer your rain gear. So I do use an Outdoor Research Helium-2 shell, and that would be an under raincoat. It is a raincoat, it's a shell, it's super lightweight. And I would put that on underneath whatever the next layer is. Now the next layer, I go with my outer layer for the rain gear, is one of two. It's a Frog Tugs Pro Light, which I like, or it's my Tidewee, which is an Amazon rain suit, if you will, lightweight jacket, on top of the on top of the Outdoor Research Helium-2 raincoat or rain shell. That really does make a huge difference in keeping you dry. Everything will wet out, there's no doubt about it. It's just a matter of time. But if you're layering your rain gear, then you have got substantial protection. We're all flooded out here on trail, so we're going to go through this water, splash splash. But it also brings to mind the fact that I am wearing my Libera, which is essentially sealskin waterproof socks. So yeah, that's a little bit of a tip on rain gear. Okay, let's just keep hiking because we've got a lot of water ahead of us here. Hoo-wee, take a look at this. Oh yeah, combination of rain and melting snow. Okay, let's keep going. We've made it to the turnaround point, the halfway point. Break time. Look at this. Isn't this a beautiful spot? In the summer it's absolutely gorgeous, but it's nice now too. There's still some ice. Look at the trees. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, that is beautiful. There's some packed ice still at the, oh, quite a bit still at the edge of the lake, as you can see. Anyhow, the rain stopped. Kind of, well, let's say slowed down to a fine mist right now. So I don't know. Picnic tables here. This is, by the way, is a park. I forget what they call it. Is this called Woodland Beach Park? I don't know. But look, it's trailways, if you will, walkways, and in different areas, like where I just showed you where my picnic table is, or the one I'm using. Down this particular one is another picnic table. There's washrooms and parking in the summer, and they have porta potties in the winter, which we actually sat in a couple of videos ago. If you remember, we took our break in there because it was so cold and so windy. Anyhow, yeah, let's get set up and have our break time, some coffee in a bar, and we'll punch back. Yeah. Okay. I trust you can see me. Oh, nose is running. Excuse me. Excuse me. Okay. What have we got in here today? Well, I think we're going to go with the Freshie and cheesy snacks. Yeah. Whew. Coffee. You know, on a sunny day, a warm sunny day, it's actually beautiful here. And quite often when I'm laying down miles on my bike, because I do a lot of bike riding in the season helps me train for hiking, I come right past here and I take a break, usually right at this spot here, with my bike parked right here. So yeah. Okay, so trails. So this is not an announcement by any way, shape or form, because everything is still up in the air, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to do an end-to-end of the Sydenham section, probably the Sydenham section of the Bruce Trail in May. So today is April the 5th, so in May. Actually right now, pretty much half of the Bruce Trail is closed due to all the damage from that ice, freezing rain storm we had. My God. Yeah, I know that, like I think the different Highlands section, Blue Mountains section, Beaver Valley section, Sydenham section, I think they're all closed. The Peninsula section could be closed right now. I think it's just south, maybe back down to the Caledon section where things open up somewhat. But I think I'd say 2/3 almost of the Bruce is probably closed right now because of that. Anyhow, it'll be open when we go. So that's what we're thinking. We're thinking of starting off the hiking season with the end-to-end of the Sydenham section. That'll be in May. It's around 170 kilometers. We have a nice little resupply play spot, which is Owen Sound. Perfect. Yeah, nice easygoing kind of hike. Before that, earlier in May, I'll do 1 or 2 2-day 1-night camps, hikes and camps, just to make sure everything with the hip and so on is functioning properly the way I need it to. And assuming that goes fine, then I think we'll go ahead with Sydenham. After that, things are a little bit up in the air. Before I'd mentioned about, obviously I wanted to do the Everest Base Camp, but I'm not doing that now anyhow, with or without a good hip. I decided basically around 10,000 Canadian dollars it's going to cost me for a couple of weeks. It's just too much for me. So either way, I'm not going to do that trail. But we did talk about the UK and trails in the UK, and we talked about Scotland, and we talked about the West Island Way and the Great Glen Way. We've done the West Island Way, you know that, we yo-yoed it. We haven't had a go at summiting Ben Nevis, and we haven't done the Great Glen Way. So those are things that are possible. But something I've been really getting interested in, I was interested in this a few years ago too. There's so many trails out there, and I know I go all over the place, like in my mind, what comes next. But UK's longest and considered hardest trail is the Pennine Way, around just shy of 450 kilometers or something. I'm really thinking about that. In fact, right now I'm investigating where to get my maps from. I'm watching a few other hikers who've done that trail on their YouTube channel, and researching information about it. So yeah, I'm kind of thinking of that also. But we'll see. We'd mentioned the Redo Trail. That's very much a possibility come September. Assuming Joanne still wants to go to visit her family in Cornwall, that's a great opportunity for me to do the Rideau Trail too. So, and of course, as always, we've got our wonderful Bruce Trail right here. And I was thinking about doing a half of the Bruce Trail also again this year. We'll see about that too. So it's just a little update of what I'm thinking, but almost penned in is the end-to-end of the Sydenham section somewhere around mid-May. Freshy balls. So good. I'm going to enjoy my break. Starting to rain again. Damn. I don't actually think it stopped. Okay. Lots and lots of water here. But again, the rain has backed off a little bit. It's not raining right now, and it hasn't done for about 20 minutes maybe, so that's a good thing. Okay, So you know what? It has been and continues to be a fun day for me. It's exactly what I like to do. Just get out, pack on my back, regardless if it's just filled essentially with jugs of water for the weight. Oh sure, I prefer it when it's got my cook system, my sleep system, my shelter, yeah, my food supplies. Sure, but you know what, this is fine too. Thoroughly enjoy it. It's great training, great exercise. Just, I don't know, just kind of makes a body feel alive isn't the right word, just in contact. It makes a body feel in contact with, I don't know, with something higher, I think. Can't explain it. Hey, you know what? I've got probably, I don't know, say around about 2.5 kilometers to get back to where I started. So I'm going to be signing off, and I hope you guys are having a great day. Oh, by the way, I often tell you about, you know, the trails I'm thinking of doing or the trails I'd like to do. And of course, you see the videos on the trails I have done. But I'd like you guys to tell me in comments below, if you will, trails that you have kind of coming up. Trails that you've done. Trails that you'd like to do, or trails that you're planning to do. I'd love to know what others are doing. If there's anybody out there that's actually done the Pennine Way, I'd love to make contact with you, get a little bit of information. It looks like it's an exciting and fun trail. They call the Pennine Way, it's England's oldest and most challenging trail. I think it's challenging insofar as it's exposed. It's high up as far as, you know, the UK is concerned. It's exposed to the elements. You're not in a green tunnel like, say, quite often on the Bruce or definitely the Appalachian. So I think you're exposed to the wind, you're exposed to the elements, exposed to the rain, the sleet, snow, whatever else you're going to get along the Pennine Way. Because apparently it's just a mixed bag of cookies at pretty much any time of year. So I'd love to hear from people that have... So what I was saying, before I ran out of battery power... By the way, I want to show you these. These are my gear waterproof shells for my gloves. My gloves are underneath, dry. And these are called gear, or gears. It's just a thin, lightweight, waterproof shell, if you will, that goes on top. They don't weigh very much. Maybe a couple ounces, I don't know. And I don't use them in the warm weather, but I do not like my hands getting wet, neither does anybody else, in cold, windy weather. So anyhow, as I was saying, before I ran out of battery power, I'd love to hear from anybody that's actually done the Pennine Way. I'm really just starting my planning on that, and right now I'm investigating the right maps to get and so on. I noticed it is available on all trails, which is, you know, I'm used to the electronic maps. I can navigate with a compass and a paper map. But getting the right kind of paper maps and so on for that particular trail. Not being in the UK, it's a little challenging, more challenging, because you have a less of a selection and you're just not quite sure what the right ones are. I did post it on the Pennine Way Facebook page, what are you all using, you know, as far as maps and so on, and I got pretty much everything known to mankind sent back to me. But anyhow, I guess it also depends what I can buy here or have shipped from the UK. Anyhow, as I was saying, let me know what you've got coming up. Let me know what you'd like to do in the comments below. Don't forget, by the way, subscribe. Oh yeah, subscribe to Jasper's channel, because without you there is no channel. Okay, more water. Yeah, it's actually quite pleasant out. There's no wind. I wouldn't say it's warmed up at all. It's probably still maybe between 3 and 4 degrees Celsius. It hasn't warmed up at all. In fact, at break time I put another layer on, a thin kind of poofy, but a thin one that I use. It's just a thin poofy, but it makes a huge difference. Okay, we'll talk to you next time. Y'all have a great day. Don't forget to subscribe.